welcome to the WeWealth Woman Podcast. My name is Athena, and I am your host for today. And today's topic, we're going to talk about going from burnout to brilliance. We're addressing how to overcome stress and burnout and strategies for lasting relief and recovery. Okay, in today's world, we are so stressed. We have a million and one things going on. There's a million and one societal pressures having their foot on our necks. Okay, ladies, so we're going to discuss what to do and engage in this topic. If you're new here, this is WeWealth Woman, a community that I created to help us grow in wealth, wisdom, and womanhood. Please feel free to like and subscribe wherever you are watching or listening to us so you do not miss a thing. Okay, so this week's episode is inspired by my personal life. Okay, my personal life. And I will actually say on a day-to-day, right? On a day-to-day, I live a very peaceful life, and I live a life that, is not a lot of stress, to be honest with you. I can work on my patience. I can work on my patience and my tolerance, but I do not have a lot of life stressors. I don't live with other people. I don't have any kids stressing me out. I'm currently single, so I don't have a man stressing me out. I don't really have a lot of stressors, even in workplace situations. I'm definitely in work and business. I have curated my life in a way that has eliminated a lot of things that will cause me stress. It doesn't mean that I never experience stress every once in a while. And I experienced it this week, honey. I experienced it this week. I don't know. This week, it just felt like every day was just a challenge to get through. It really felt like I had all these obligations, and mind you, they're kind of self-created. So in today's episode, we're also going to talk about how to manage these things and how to come up with strategies to help us eliminate as much stress as possible and manage the stress that we do have, because I realize a lot of this is like a cycle that I go through. And I realize that I have to learn to manage my own ambitions. Okay, your girl is ambitious. Your girl is ambitious, and that often causes a lot of issues. Okay, so let's keep it popping today. So in today's episode, I want us to reclaim our energy. Okay, reclaim our energy, because we have a tendency as women to do, think, and try to be everything to everyone and everybody. And sometimes you just need to reclaim your time. Okay, you need to claim that energy. I know Whitney Houston and Shaka Khan had good intentions when they made that I'm Every Woman song. But I honestly believe that aspect of us trying to please, trying to feel like we're holding up the world is what really brings us down, to be honest with you. Now, the definition of stress, ladies, because I had to go into it, right? The one we're going to talk about is number 2 and number 3, because number 1 is about an object. Number 2, a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances, right? And then the third definition is particular emphasis or importance. All right. So the one that affects us the most, right? The state of mental or emotional strain resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. I think that is, first of all, what most of us think of when we talk about stress, but it's what we face, right? Adverse or difficult circumstances that causes this state of tension within you, that causes this state. And what I realize, even going out in society, in the world, as I engage with people, most people are stressed. Most people are stressed. And how I know, besides this week, because this week was like headless chicken, really running around, doing the most, having a lot. Okay, a lot. Most time I'm peaceful, so I can feel the anxiety and stress of other people, because I can feel that dissonance. And I feel as though with the stress of all of the things that are currently happening in society, I feel like everyone's stress is elevated. So my first question to you listening or watching, right, is a question that, I've asked myself and I want to pose to you as well, right? Are we stressed? Right? Are we stressed? Is that the, operating state that most of us are in? Is it normal for us to be under these states and circumstances of intense stress? And I would say for me, normally no, but what I realize is that most of us are. Most of us are. And I have to ask myself, okay, is that just purely society's fault? Is that just purely external circumstance causing that? Or are we bringing stress to ourselves? Now, for me, this week, I brought it to myself. This week, I just had so many competing things going on. I have this habit of getting overwhelmed with stress about all these things. I'm a very ambitious girl. I have a lot of projects, a lot of things that are going on. I'm very, very busy throughout the day. So if anyone that I make time for, know that I love you because I made the time for you. Okay. And I'm very much so a stickler on time because I respect my time. So I respect the time of others. I get into these modes where I take on all these tasks, all these projects. I'm trying to do multiple things at the same time. And I pile until I get super overwhelmed and I'm like, okay, flip the table. Okay, I'm done with this. Okay, I'm not doing this anymore. And I like clear as much of the schedule off and just focus on the important things, which are probably the things I should have just focused on to begin with. But I notice I'm in this cycle of doing that and I've identified the pattern. So one of my questions to us is, do we bring the stress onto ourselves? Is this something that we create, right? Is this is the who's the blame for the stress? Okay, what is the cause for the stress? Right? What is the cause for the stress? Is it just society or is it us thinking that we need to do and be all of these things? Right? Is it our fault basically? Do we put this on ourselves? So that's the next thing I want us to explore, right? What is the cause of this? Now, I don't think it's purely society's fault and I don't think it's purely us. I think it's a mixture of the two. I think that we get into these states where yes, there's a lot of societal stuff going on, right? I can only even speak from where I live in the United States, but I'm all the things I'm about to mention are global issues being faced in global economies right now. So recession, global instability within nations, inflation going on. In the US, we have the political campaigns rearing its ugly head until November timeline. So we're being constantly bombarded with all kind of political propaganda. Okay, people are losing their jobs. Layoffs are happening left and right. People are worried about paying rent. I think I saw a stat. I cannot remember the source, but I saw the stat, honey. 10 million people did not pay their rent or mortgage this month in the United States. 10 million. So I think a lot of stuff are just culminating and things are hitting the fan. Our marriage rates are declining, relationships, gender war is going on. So I don't think that people feel a sense of security. And when you do not feel that sense of security, it can cause that instability within you, cause that dissonance, it causes that stress, right? So those are the societal aspects of stress. Now there's a stress and the things that we take on ourselves, right? Which is what I discussed, right? I'm trying very hard. I'm running this business. I'm running this company. I have other projects in the wings, right? So even let's just focus on business, right? Because a lot of us have businesses as well. especially business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives. You're focused on trying to get revenue in. You're focused on trying to connect with your audience, connect with your customer, connect with your client, putting out content to reach out, to make yourself marketable, right? You're also trying to focus on the back end things that you need to do. It's a lot. It's a lot. And this is separate from even your personal life, right? Your relationships, your friendships, your family, your romantic partners, if you have none, then your dating situation or whatever that looks like. It just feels everything needs effort, and you only have so much effort to give, right? Right. If you think of your effort, like I'll use this example, this water bottle. This is the max effort Athena's energy for the day, right? Once this is empty, you're done. So what I've realized with all these competing tasks, all these priorities, all these things, you can't just give everything to everyone. That's why you might be every woman, but you can't be every woman all the time. So that was a lesson I had to learn this week. And a lesson I have revisited multiple times, but it's just tough, right? But what also gets me through, and I think this is something that is useful to help people, right? To help yourself, or as you introspect on what I'm talking about, is okay, out of all the things that are causing you stress, what things can we eliminate that are really not that important? And then what are the things that we can have as far as process in place, right? So for me, I'm very committed to my purpose. I'm very committed to my journey. Every morning, I'm always thinking about, okay, what am I, basically my self actualization? What am I needing to do? What is my purpose? What I'm trying to leave here on earth? But what I also said to myself is I need to honor my humanity. I need to honor that I'm a human being. I need to honor that whether or not I'm on anyone's stage, I accomplish whatever accomplishments I've set out to do. At the end of the day, what is the most important is me, myself, my physicality, my emotions, my humanity. And I need to honor and respect that. And the best way I can honor and respect that is to honor and respect my time and my energy. And I just cannot do all of these things, not at the same time. So I had to prioritize. So what did that look like for me? For me, it looked like I'm working on a book right now. I do have pages um, that I need to edit, and parts that I still need to write, parts that I still need to express. But I said, okay, the book does not have a date right now. So let me put that on the back burner while I focus on my upcoming course that I'm doing for our community. I'm revamping our membership, and I'm also doing a lot of workshops. I have one workshop coming next month and then another one the month after. So let me prioritize the things that have deadlines to them. I'm also like submitting myself for different TED Talks, and I did a lot of research into preparing and doing all of that. And I decided to skip one of the ones I could apply to because I was just like, it's just the timing. I might apply for it this weekend, but the timing is just not the best, right? And I give myself grace because I also feel like when we take on other stressors or trying to accomplish things in life, if you have the mindset that, oh, you're going to miss out this opportunity, you're going to miss out this opportunity. And I used to think like that, you're going to run yourself ragged. And embracing a more abundant mindset, which is something that is useful, and I suggest that you also do in your life, you can have ease because you know at the end of the day, the opportunities that are for you are never going to miss you. Never, ever going to miss you. Never, ever going to miss you. So, and to trust in that. to really trust in that and lean in on that. So that is something else I had to do was thinking about. But also um I was thinking about my purpose and how many things am I doing actually that are in aligned with what I feel like my purpose is or where I've made my purpose, and where am I on that. And I think because of that, and really just trimming the fat, like what is not aiding in that, right? Or what, where the balance can come from. What is my support system? What supports do I have in place, right? I think really honing in on that really helped me this week. Really helped me this week. And my suggestion for you all, as far as, practical tips to help with managing, burnout, with help managing stress, with help managing those things, is really creating a community of support. Creating a community of support. You need to have supports, systems in place, people, places, tools that are going to help you when you are spiraling, when you are stressed out, when you feel burnt out, right? So what does that look like, right? So first of all, self-care and rest. When I was having my moments this week, right? When I was having my moments this week, headless chicken, okay? Headless chicken moments. In the midst of all this, I just put everything down, and I went into, goddess mode. I went into self-care mode, and I really prioritized that. What did that look like for me? I love what I call sensual showers. Sensual showers. So I bathe in like these luxurious like bath oils and like soaps, and I bathe by candlelight, and I just take my time, and I have the music going on. Sometimes it's slow music, sometimes it's love songs, sometimes it's classical music, sometimes it's orchestra or Hans Zimmer be playing. It depends on what my mood or the vibe is. So I'll do that. Those moments I don't cook. I order something that I would like to eat or that would make me happy, that brings me joy. And I will light my candles, and I'll look just peace. Just peace. And I'm so grateful that I have access to these simple, very simple, but in my mind, peaceful and luxurious things at home. What did that also look like? Right? So cultivating self-care and rest and peace for yourself, right? What I also did, I leaned on my community, my support, people who support me, right? People who are there for me in times of emotional need and support. So my friends mostly, and my friends and mentors, and I just reached out to them, and whoever responded or whoever was available at the time, it was really helpful. And I think we underestimate the power of friendship and community. I think we underestimate what we need each other. And a lot of things that are basically the messaging that we get is that we can just do things alone. And while you may be able to do things alone, do you want to? Do you want to? Because some of this stuff is hard. So do you even want to really? The answer to that is no, right? So if you don't have any friends, you don't have a community that you love or trust, you don't have a loving family, find one online. Find your tribe wherever your tribe is. Okay, find your tribe wherever your tribe is. And therapy if you need it. Do not be ashamed to get therapy if you need it. Get a life coach or Find a community. WeWealth Women is a community for women. We discuss wealth, wisdom, and womanhood. Shameless plug in there. I'm really updating our membership space, and we'll be allowing access to that. I do discuss leveling up financially. Obviously, I'm a CPA, but I also want to give us an opportunity to discuss other things as well. That's why I added the wisdom and womanhood, because I realize women need support. We definitely do need support, and some of us don't have the luxury of getting support elsewhere. Now, what I want to also focus on is you know um, us talking about stress, and I want to show you guys a video from Lisa Angel Smith. She talks about chronic stress and how to manage that and how to deal with that and eliminate that. And like I said, on a day-to-day, I don't have chronic stress because I have curated my life through experience to eliminate things that do cause me stress, right? But I want us to listen to what she had to say as some closing points and suggestions for us to really eliminate that stress in our life. Okay.
To prevent and combat chronic disease?
Yes, thank you so much for asking the question. This is really important because I think when most of us are trying to get the two things we know, which is diet and exercise, right? And those are the low-hanging fruits, and you absolutely should, right? So let's knock those out of the way. A whole food plant-based diet, no doubt about it, will excel your ability to combat chronic lifestyle disease or prevent them. We should be doing high-intensity interval training. I too, Brandy, started as a personal trainer, right? So like it's so important. Movement is so important. Let's not underestimate the movement. However, health does not begin and end in the kitchen and the gym. It is essential that we do 3 additional things. I'm gonna be on my 3s tonight. So y'all ready for the first 3? Okay, so my note takers, tap your neighbor. So the first one is sleep hygiene. We have to get high quality sleep. It's not just getting to sleep, but it's staying to sleep. Okay, front row behavior. It's not just staying asleep, but it's making sure you are sleeping well, going into all those stages of sleep. A lot of magic happens metabolically when we sleep. The second thing that we absolutely must prioritize, lean in, Black women, we have to eliminate chronic stress. I did not say manage it. I said eliminate it. Okay? Self-care, vacations, meditation, journaling, that's all management. We have to do the harder work of creating an exit strategy. Okay? Acute stress, normal, life is going to life. Chronic stress kills us slowly. It's not an option. So we have to eliminate chronic stress because those elevated levels of cortisol and adrenaline are gonna compromise the body. The final thing that we absolutely must focus on when it comes to health outside of diet and exercise is purpose. In Japan, it's called ikigai. It means a reason for being. If you are not optimizing your gifts and your talents and having fulfillment in your life and leaving the world a better place than what you found it, that too will kill you slowly. Purpose heals. So find the thing that God has called you to do and lean into it.
All right. So yes, I love Lisa Angel Smith. She talked about diet and exercise, of course, as a solution to us eliminating and managing as much chronic stress as we can. She also talked about, sleep hygiene, the importance of getting adequate sleep, the importance for us to really get that rest. And I do get that. Diet and exercise. My diet could be better, but every morning I at least get up and walk and I commune with nature. And she also talked about ikigai, which is a Japanese saying for reason for being, which is purpose, right? So purpose, I think that is the number one cause of our stress, actually, us not living in our purpose, us not doing purpose-based things. A study showed that 85% of people, at least in the US, I'm sure it's probably the same worldwide, don't really like their jobs, don't really like what they're doing, don't feel like they're living their purpose. And I'm sure that adds to the stress. So as much as possible, focus on, you know, working or being in alignment with your purpose will do wonders, for you and your health and your stress. Because imagine if you feel like you're not every day, that eats away at you. Away at you. And we definitely want us to focus on what we can do in our lives that is in our purpose, that can bring us the wealth, the abundance, the life that we want, that we deserve to have, right? To deserve that we have. And that's why I focus so much on wealth too with women, because understanding that with money comes options and choices and resources and improvements to your quality life. Now, do I think money solves all problems? No. But does it solve a lot of them? Yeah. Okay, money determines the food you can afford to buy, where you send your children to school, what vacations you can have, the ability to pursue your dreams. So it is very, very much important. And women, as the gender that outlives people, that has to nurture and take care of people, right? We more so need to focus on that, because there are going to be periods in time of your life where you might have to take care of an elderly parent or a child or a husband or whatever. And having resources and options are going to be helpful for you in those situations. Just a lot of things that happen in a woman's life that is very useful for her to have that. I do have a workshop that discusses that, actually. It's called New Year, New Wealth. That is available on my website at WeWealthWoman.com, right? But in closing, I want you guys to have some key takeaways from this, right? Follow Lisa Angel Smith. She's a very good person or resource as well. Also follow WeWealth Woman. And I will give, just like in these podcast talks, information that will be useful for you as well. Try to eliminate as much stressors as you can, whether it's work. I tune out of social media and a lot of the politics, because I realized that was just a rabbit hole of stress that was just not going to get better. Any mindful meditation set techniques. Obviously, Lisa Angel Smith discussed diet, exercise, making sure you're getting sleep, setting boundaries for yourself, respect your humanity, realize that you can only do so much, the importance of your self-care. The number one thing I do think is having a community, having systems of support and friends, family, your partner, whoever it is, so that they can nurture you through, especially the difficult times. And, that will help you. That will help you through. But all right, thank you guys so much for listening to today's podcast. Please like and subscribe to wherever you are listening to this all over. If you are a woman interested in a community based on wealth, wisdom, and womanhood, I have courses on helping you build your wealth, and I'm working on our community. If you don't want to miss anything, please go to WeWealthWoman.com, subscribe to our newsletter, The Wealth Notes, and I will see you in the next podcast episode.